Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is Loshak in the Bag Show for Thursday, March 29th, first day of the MLB regular season opening day. And I believe things are going pretty well, Jimmy the Bag. Although, once again, it's just frustrating because I have the old bugaboo for me, which is just my leans cashing. My regular picks doing well, too, but it's frustrating as hell. I don't even know if I want to talk about the picks that I bet. They're bets that I made. And all right, you want me to say what it was?
Sure.
And you can tell I'm freaking out, right? I'm spazzing out. I wound up pounding the hell out of the Baltimore-Minnesota game under first half and full game, and that one cashed easily. And of course, as I said, I wanted to give the Atlanta team total under, but I bet it at 4. It was down to 3.5. But then later on, I came back and saw that it had moved back up to 4 at Heritage. So I should have just tweeted him out, Jim. But I'm I'm way more risk averse when it comes to the picks that I give in these shows than I am to my own bets. It's been a good day. I should feel great, Jim. Right?
You should.
I've hit almost everything. I hit the unders in the Baltimore game. The unders in the Atlanta game are looking good. The Houston second half is looking like it still has some life to it. I even took the Yankees, which is looking good. And and the White Sox, of course. Look at that. They're cashing. The White Sox team total over was a bet that I made, and a pick that I was thinking about giving as well. But it's the same shit. It's the same shit. Leans and being too risk averse when it comes to public picks. How you feeling, Jimmy the Bag?
I feel like a fucking winner.
Yeah?
I feel like a fucking winner. I got the shakes a bit.
Uh-huh.
A little too much coffee.
Uh-huh.
I've been up since 3:45 in the morning. I'm going to go home after this show and go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. G-Man Hag says, Pete looking truly homeless. Come on, man. G-Man Hag, could you spare a quarter? I'll give you my entire MLB package for 2018 for a quarter. If you could spare a quarter, you'll get all my picks, and that's including the postseason and the World Series, G-Man Hags. Just a quarter.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Goose is homeless. He's doing great in life.
Yes.
Twatty
very
Latte,
nice.
Twatty asks if is that a robe,
Mm-hmm.
and then he says, "Is that a parka? Is that the Boston Strangler?"
Is it me? Yeah. Listen. I'm surprised that people would be. I'm surprised that other people are looking to put together in the first day of MLB baseball on their own. I'd like to get a camera on those motherfuckers.
Speaking of the first day of baseball, you see how much shit I took from Cardinals fans?
Yeah,
All fucking day?
I mean, I thought that was a bet that I didn't have the balls to pull. I thought it was a no-brainer play. No matter who the other pitcher is or who the other team is, you take, Syndergaard in top form at a -130 line, especially at home against anyone, right, Jim?
I think so. Also, there's hope in that clubhouse, and there hasn't been for a while. There's real hope. And, it was just, it was Carlos Martinez. What am I talking about? They're guys that need to be faded this year. Guys who are overvalued.
Yeah, sure. He could definitely, he's a guy who's going to burn you once in a while if you fade him. But yeah, I agree with you. I agree that in general.
I think he's not going to have a good season. There was a ton of guys saying how good he is and all this shit. He's just not a character guy. And it's tough. As we know, in capping and everything, in the baseball season, there's 162 games. You have to be focused in the offseason, then you got to be focused during the year. I just don't think he's got it mentally. And before he could coast on talent, and I don't think he's going to be able to anymore. And Danny Duffy's a fade. These guys are fades, and we're going to make money off of them.
And I'm just frustrated because it's looking like I'm probably going to have a 3-0 day here, which I should be happy about. And my bets that I didn't give as picks are all going to cash. I should be super happy. But, I care so much about giving out winners and having a nice, shiny record to throw up. And, I love the under first half and full game in the Minnesota game. I did take the Yankees. And I also, obviously, took Atlanta on the team total under. I said that I liked that one. And, the full game under might not cash. The Philly put up 4 in the top of the 6.
I'm a little concerned with that game.
Yeah.
We haven't I'm certain Atlanta's bullpen is not strong. And then
But that's what I'm saying. Anyone who watched the morning show said that I bet the Atlanta team total under at 4 -130 and wanted to give it. All right, I got to start tweeting this shit out. And then the White Sox, look at that. The classic situation. I bet him at +140. I held up 145, actually. I held off because I would have had to give +126, and now they cash. Was that the right move or the wrong move? Who knows, Jim?
Yeah, the lines are going to move against us because of the time we start the show. And now, again, this is another team that their bullpen can still fail us. But I just really thought that fading Duffy was the move under almost any circumstances.
All right. I guess I'm gonna try to give out my leans a lot more than I have in other sports. There's gonna be ups and downs to that. And I'm gonna have to start to tweet out stuff to throw in picks, because when that team total moved up to 4 minus 130 back up at Heritage, that would definitely have been a pick in the show, and that was definitely a pick that I was saying that I wanted to give at 4 minus 130, but it just wasn't at that time. The only team total sites I check are Heritage and Pinnacle, and I mean, for this show. So
Trevor, I think I left money on the table not going with Houston minus 1.5, which was a mistake. And Trevor Holt is at the game right now. He was sending me pictures, cheering on his Astros, and it was pretty sweet, man.
Very nice. Terran says Pete escaped from the mental institution. Ha. Very nice. Let's see. Hans, oh my cock, says, slamming me for my look. Let's see, what else do we have here? Twate Latte says, Unabomber mentally challenged, brother. Yeah, I do look like I'm about to sell my my entire MLB package this year for $1.99. PayPal me. Thank you very much.
Kobe Valentine saying, Pete, bet any lean you have, your leans are fucking spot on in all sports.
Any lean that I give, I've already bet. That's the point.
Philip Page is taking a dump but still tuned in. And David Hutton says that there's bad news. He just read that a man in the UK has just contracted the first case of untreatable gonorrhea after an encounter with a woman in Southeast Asia. And that'll happen, David. That'll happen.
Wow. Very, very nice. Okay. Yes. Yes. Anand says Duffy was having arm problems. There was an edge in that game, Pete. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Duffy, I bet that one. I bet it. Not only did I bet it as soon as it came out. I got a great line, but I just, why didn't I give it? I don't know. Now I'm not going to be, but that's the way sports betting goes. It's a good lesson. You either bet something or you don't. And if you don't bet it, it doesn't matter how much you wanted to bet it or thinking about bet it, you don't get credit for it. The difference is that all my leans I do bet in these shows, and it's just a little bit of a different situation because it's like my risk aversion to my picks in these shows reminds me of like when I first started betting, and I overbet my edges and I was stressed out about every pick, and then I matured, and then I was able to see sports betting in terms of the entire season or month by month. Now that I'm giving out picks publicly, there's no way around it. I feel like I'm all in on every bet, and if I have one losing day, I feel shitty, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, the losing hurts much more than the winning feels good, but that's just something that...
No, not for me. Only when I'm giving public picks. It's an issue. All right, so Philip Age, welcome back. You remember Philip Age?
Of course.
Wasn't he the one whose wife either said funny stuff about us or something like that? Isn't Philip Age's wife the one who said funny stuff about us at some point, like 6 months ago, or something like that?
Philip Age, great capper, man. Yes. It's great to have him with us, man.
Yes. All right. Let's do a quick save of these comments, and then we will get back to picking more picks for today's show. Of course, Jimmy the Bag has had a chance to dig into NHL, and Jimmy the Bag up 40 units in NHL. I'm into the 30s as well. Let's see. What else do we have here? Blake Griffin is out. Okay, great. Padres thinking it up. Other comments. Yes, Duffy with arm problems. Blah blah blah. Hans Oh my cock says White Sox cranked it up. Yes. All right, so let's see. Let's go into first. Let's just quickly touch on the one college basketball game. I did give Utah at +4. Slight move in Utah's favor, although 4 is still widely available on the market. Do you have anything to say about that one, Jim?
Sorry, I'm
that's okay.
A little shaky. Sorry, where are we at?
Penn State, Utah, NIT game tonight. I gave Utah +4 only because I'm just figuring this is just like a why not kind of situation. It feels like a game where it's very likely to go down to the wire, and why not take a team where you're gonna have a 4-point cushion?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Obviously, everyone's been impressed with Penn State's heart. Yeah. I'm staying off that game. The time was very tough to find with 29 pro games, so I just focused on all of those.
All right, well, that game definitely has second half written all over it for me. I did take a shot with Utah at +4, and now it's a 4 or 3.5. So, that's an interesting game. It could lose, but again, coming off a 6-0 day in college basketball, so I decided to throw on Utah at +4 there. All right, sure. Now, next thing we're going to do, instead of jumping into the last 3 MLB games, let's jump into NHL, because there's a big NHL card tonight, a bunch of picks that I did give that I liked, and Jim has had time to look over this card. I'll be interested to see what he has to say. The first thing I would like to see what he has to say is the Buffalo game, as Jim knows. Now, I don't know how this affected your handicapping, knowing what my picks were in the show beforehand, but I took Buffalo, team total over 2.5, -125 and -1. Felt it was a little bit no-brainerish. Buffalo's not a great team, but neither is Detroit. I'm feeling like Detroit on the road now, coming off a big upset win, going into Buffalo. Eichel playing pretty well. Buffalo bringing up some young guys, and is Buffalo a good bet here, Jim?
I think that you can make a reasonable argument for either side here. You're right. That was a very impressive 5-2 win at home versus Pittsburgh on Tuesday night. Second win in 15 games. I expect the dressing room to be a little more enjoyable. Some of these teams are getting these kids out of college that are going to give a spark in the dressing room. The Red Wings aren't one of those teams. Wings have lost 2 of 3 to Buffalo this season. Detroit's in a position to win 2 straight for the first time since February 24th, 25th. I was surprised to see that both Howard and Lehner are going to be in goal, and they didn't decide. It seems like by that move, they each want to win this game. Howard's lost 6 straight road starts while posting a 3.60 goals against average. He's 3-1-1 with a 1.43 goals against average all time in Buffalo. Although those stats don't mean much to me. Sabres are coming off a big 3-2 win at Toronto on Monday night. Jack Eichel always steps up when he plays against Austin Matthews or Connor McDavid. I did research Casey Middlestad, good young player, 8th overall pick. Some of these other kids coming out of college are 21, 22, and this is just a kid. But I can't back Buffalo with how bad they've been playing at home. Outscored 11-1 in their 3-game losing streak. I do not trust Robin Lehner. I was kind of hoping Ullmark was going to be in net. And Sabres 11-23-5 at home, 3-6-1 over their past 10, and I'm staying off this game.
All right, it's now 5-2 Philly Atlanta, so we might need a loss on that one, which would be okay. I spoke too soon.
I should have hit that first half.
Under?
Oh, wait.
You did.
Yeah, I did.
In our show, you did.
Yeah,
Of course you did.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Minus 115 was the line I got on our show. When I went to put it in, Bet365 was offering minus 150.
On what, the first half?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yes. That's why you got a line shop. That's why you got to beat the line moves. Absolutely. That's
35 cents.
Sure. Easily. I mean, other places we're showing 4 minus 4 at plus money. All right, so you're not going to take Buffalo here. Okay. No. I'm going to roll with them. You're not terribly impressed with you think that Howard's going to have a good game here? I feel like he's, vulnerable, right?
He's only as vulnerable as Lehner is.
Right, sure.
Yeah, so, I mean, if there was a play, I would lean to the over, but I've not been succeeding on overs with Buffalo games. I just feel like Jack Eichel plays special in certain situations, and it's always when he's against another young star. Jack Eichel wants to be known as the best young American in the league, and Matthews has that title right now. And I just don't trust the Sabres. I couldn't find the faith to put my money on them.
Okay, fair enough. Isan Zolfagari says, Pete, you can say that about Buffalo, too. They're on an upset win from beating Toronto. Yes, and the line is dropping from the morning. Very risky, Pete. Yes, you're right. Look, anytime you're betting a shitty team against another shitty team, it's a risk to bet on either shitty team. I'm going to go with it, and hopefully I will get bailed out here. Kobe Valentine says, I like Buffalo as a lean. Justin Searcy says Detroit is the play in that game, Pete. I wonder why. Parlay Poppy likes Buffalo. Under on Buffalo sounds good. And someone else, Steve, says Penn State steamrolls Utah. But Kobe Valentine loves Utah plus 4.5. So we'll see. Al Mack likes Penn State first half minus 2. All right. So not a lot of people agreeing necessarily. Parlay Pappy says, indeed, Buffalo's too inconsistent and emotional, like Jimmy is saying currently. Big Dad says it's a shitty coin flip. Wow. All right. Well, maybe it's not a good pick, Jim.
I don't think it's a bad pick.
Yeah.
We're talking about. Also, I'm a little concerned at this point in the regular season at this point because something that happens to me in Vegas, and I already see it starting to happen now at the end of the season, is the first half of my trip in Vegas, I'm a monster. I'm confident. I'm making, and then the second half of my trip, I'm counting how much money I'm going to bring home.
Yeah.
And I start playing differently. And I tried not to force things. But I don't think it's a bad pick.
Yeah. Ziggy Ball says, I would stay away from Wings Sabres. Elliot Rodriguez likes Penn State first half. JP Fahey says, I'm on Penn State first half.
Nice to have JP back. He's been gone for a minute.
Yeah, a lot of people liking Penn State first half. G-Man Hag says Detroit is a much faster and more skilled team. Would you agree with that, Jim?
Yes, I would. I don't know necessarily the speed part of it, but yes, they have they have a good group of forwards that I expected more from. I'm not saying I expected a playoff team, but I did not expect one of the worst teams in the league.
All right, I might have to eat a loss on this one. What do you think about the over? Buffalo can put up a 1 or 2 or 3 here. Detroit can put up 1 or 2 or 3. Goalies are not that great. What do you think about that?
Well, when last time these two teams play, I have a very, very real memory of taking the over in a 1-0 game here. It's not been working, me taking overs in Sabres games. And I'm going to stay off the game.
All right. Well, I'm going to stick with it as my official pick, but I might reduce my bet size here on this Detroit Buffalo game. I thought Buffalo would be a pretty nice play. All right. Now let's talk about another interesting one. 7 o'clock, Pittsburgh against New Jersey. Pittsburgh, of course, has been underwhelming a little bit. Definitely been overvalued. Coming off of a loss as a big favorite. They met New Jersey a few games ago at home. They lost. Now they're a small favorite at New Jersey. I took Pittsburgh as a play. What do you think about that, Jim?
At first, I was going to do it. At first, I was going to do it, but I just don't know how much this actually means to Pittsburgh. And I know it's crazy saying that, but this veteran group just seems like they're comfortable if they're rested.
Right.
Yeah, they've lost all 3 times to the Devils. Are they going to want to go into the playoffs after losing all 4 times to the Devils? They've only scored 6 goals in those 3 games. Now, the Penguins can finish anywhere between 2nd in the division and 8th in the conference. They only have a 4-point lead on the Devils, and New Jersey has a game in hand. To me, that means they should care and fight for it. They're 4-2-2 in their last 8 games after reeling off 9 wins in 12 games. Matt Murray's expected in net. He's not looked good. The more I looked at Matt Murray and went over the Brassard and Rowney injuries, I was like, you know what? I just don't think. I think this should be a pick'em. Matt Murray's 1-2-1, 3.76 goals against average, 8.95 save percentage. Pens are just 15, 20, and 4 on the road. Until I got to the Matt Murray, Brassard, Rowney, Pens are 15, 20, and 4 on the road, I was going to take the Pens. Devils coming off their 3rd straight win, 4-3 triumph over Carolina. Taylor Hall picked up 3 more assists, career high 33 goals, 85 points, 5 points in 3 games. In the 3 games against the Penguins. He enters the play on a 5-game point scoring streak. Devils are trying to fend off the Florida Panthers for the final wild card spot. They're won 6 of 8. They're a healthy team other than Marcus Johansson. I just don't think there's enough of an edge. I do expect the Penguins to win, but I with their road record, with the way Matt Murray's playing, I'm not going to take a -25 or -130 in the spot.
And Kincaid has been pretty decent, hasn't he?
Hasn't he been excellent? I've been just shocked that we're at this point in the year and he's the starting goalie for the Devils. Now, and that's just because I thought Schneider was so good. There was a point where we were reading stuff that Kincaid was saying about his new stance, how he's looking at angles differently, how he's never been more confident. But this is still surprising.
All right, so you don't really like bet. You don't think it's a bad bet, but you definitely don't see an edge is what you're saying here.
Yes. Isan Solvagari says Pens are 5-0 after a loss recently. Kobe Valentine says the Devils seeking their 4th straight win while the Penguins have to travel after a road loss. Jersey beat the Penguins in their last meeting, have the edge again tonight. Kevy K says New Jersey's very motivated. Message in the locker room is we create our own fate. If they can win out these final games, they make it in. Don't have to scoreboard watch.
All right. That's not good news. I guess I'll roll with it. Hopefully I'll win at least one of these, or maybe I'll have a negative day, which definitely happens. Now let's talk about the other game that we were all talking about, which is Dallas against Minnesota. Minnesota kind of in a similar position to Pittsburgh, and Dallas, they are still mathematically in the playoffs, I believe, coming off a win. They've been terrible. What's your take on that game, Jim?
Well, it was a good time to finally snap that 8-game losing streak. It was a nice win. They're all but eliminated pretty much from the NHL playoffs, which makes me $500 richer.
But are they mathematically still
No,
in?
they need to go unbeaten in their final 5 games and get a ton of help.
Right.
The Stars are 14-18-5 on the road, 2-6-2 over the last 10. The Wild are not playing well. They were just held to 23 shots against Nashville. Stahl scored his 40th goal in that game. Amazing. He joins only Gordie Howe in NHL history to have 40-goal seasons 9 years apart. And they all debut Jordan Greenway, who's a monster. I didn't know about this kid. Played for USA in Olympics, 6'5", 230 pounds, 35 points, 36 games in college. Wild aren't playing well, and I don't trust Dallas. I see no reason to make a play on this game. The only way to take the Wild is to take them a -1.5, and I just see no reason to make a play here.
Okay, interesting shit. Edmonton, Vancouver. I took the first period over on the full game over. You got to be liking that one, Jim, right?
I like the over if I was going to lean, I would lean to the over. The Oilers coming off a 7-3 loss. They're 7-3-2 in their last 12 games. McDavid's playing great, 102 points. He better not win the Hart Trophy. He shouldn't be a Hart Trophy winner with this shit hockey team. They have the worst power play in the league, and they're 28th in goals against. Their penalty killing is terrible as well, allowing goals 24.5% of the time. They've allowed 12 goals in their last 2 games. I mean, under no circumstance, that stat doesn't make any sense because, of course, I'm not thinking clearly. 17-19-2 on the road, 5-3-2 over the past 10. Canucks coming off in a very impressive 4-1 win over the Ducks. The whole interest in this game is Adam Gaudette making his Canucks debut. We might have a steal here. 60 points, 38 games this year. 30 goals, led the NCAA. We got him in the 5th round, 149th overall. Canucks are 13-18-6 at home, 3-7-0 over the past 10. You know I'm pouring rat in the facty here is on the under. I know a few people on the under, enough people on the under that I can't trust the Canucks to score goals.
Oh, Udon Born likes the under 6. Okay, I took the over for first half and full game. Okay.
If I was forced to make a move, I don't even know if I could. I just don't trust this Canucks offense. Talbot is in goal. I expect him to step up. I don't see enough of an edge.
Okay, well, that's about it for once again the plays that I gave, which are a little bit shaky now. In the NHL, I took Buffalo puck line -1 plus 162. I took Buffalo team total over 2.5 minus 125. Pittsburgh -1 at plus 143. Edmonton Vancouver first period over 1.5 minus 107, and the full game over 5.5 minus 120. All right, what else are you thinking about here, Jim? You see any picks you like in the NHL?
I certainly do. I have 3 plays that I'm on. All nice big plus spots. I'm on the Panthers puck line against the Senators. I expect them to step up tonight. Panthers are on the second half of a back-to-back. The Senators' dressing room is a morgue again. They're playing awful. They've now lost 6 straight. They've been outscored 28-11 over those games. And the Panthers need this desperately. And that was a pretty impressive comeback against the Leafs yesterday. I know they fell short. James Reimer's going to get the start. He's been unbelievable in March. 5-0-0, 1.00 goals against average, 970 save percentage. He's always had the Senators' number. I'm on the Panthers on the puck line this evening.
Okay, let me see. Panthers puck line. Let me give you this one, Jim. Florida puck line. I'm on the NHL page here at SBR Odds. Let me just find them. I'm just a little bit concerned. I thought I was going to get general, relatively strong agreement on all of my plays, but not from Jim nor from the comment section. Actually, more disagreement than agreement from the comments section. Wow. All right. So Florida. Let's see. The best line would be plus 175 at Pinnacle. Florida puck line plus 175 at Pinnacle. Wow. Wow. Maybe I'm overestimating Buffalo, huh? Do you think I'm overestimating Buffalo?
I think that Eichel steps up against those guys, and I'm not saying he's a character issues and he chooses when to step up, but that was just a great spot to take him in. And as we cap NHL next year, it's important to remember that he feels underrated and he steps up against those 2 guys. And I don't think it's a smart investment in my money to back the
And you think that Detroit actually has some life to them, despite the fact they've underachieved here and had kind of a really shitty year, and some people were expecting more from them.
Well, I just think that now that they come to the rink today in a better spot.
Okay. All right. Well, they lost 4-2 to Montreal, right? They went into Colorado and got blown out by a Colorado team that just doesn't have a lot of offensive depth, right? I mean, they pretty much get beat up on the road. I was thinking now that after a big win, they go on the road, and maybe Buffalo's feeling good after their win against Toronto. No, you don't think so?
I'm not. I just don't have enough faith in these hockey teams, and it's our money.
I mean, Buffalo did get beat 3-0 by Montreal as well. We know that. That's very embarrassing. All right. Wow. Okay. What else are you liking, Jim?
Remy CV saying, why the Blackhawks? The Jets are way better of a team. I will explain why I'm on the Blackhawks this evening. Jets are coming off their 6th straight win, 5-4 shootout victory at home over the Bruins on Tuesday night. They've won each of their past 4 games either in overtime or in a shootout. Those 6 straight wins aren't as strong as other teams' 6 straight wins. Yeah, they have 104 points, 76 games. Already marks the most successful season since the franchise moved north from Atlanta. They cared about beating the Bruins. They care about beating some of these teams. They don't really care about beating the Blackhawks. Blake Wheeler has been excellent. He should be nominated for the Hart Trophy. It's unbelievable that the Jets are winning without 3 of their top 6 defensemen, Trouba, Kulikov, Enstrom, all out. Eric Comrie will be getting the start. He's not looked good in the NHL this year, going 1-1-0, 2.99 goals against average, 885 save percentage. I think this is a team that can lose. The Blackhawks are coming off a 4-3 loss at home to the Sharks on Monday night. They have Dylan Sakura making his debut after wrapping up his career at Northeastern, an excellent career. They have Blake Hillman making his debut after doing the same at the University of Denver. Kane, Taves, they're going to be happy to have these kids in the dressing room. They are. There's going to be a better vibe in that dressing room today. Blackhawks are 17-17-5 at home. I think this is the perfect time to fade the Jets, and I'm doing it comfortably on the money line.
The best line will be plus 155 at that's at Intertops, plus 155 on Chicago. Yeah, I was vaguely feeling that way myself, but I'm gonna hold off that one. And who's in goal? Forsberg? Forsberg's in goal.
Forsberg's in goal, and I don't like it. But Mr. Gokster, straight out of Belleville, Ontario, on it too. This is a perfect time. Chris Blanchard. Oh, Chris says big letdown game for the Jets. This is just now obviously this can lose, but I just think this is the perfect spot to fade.
And
them.
Comrie's in goal for the Jets, right?
Comrie's in goal for the Jets.
And how do you feel about that?
I think it's he's not looked good. Of their 4 goaltenders this year, he's looked the worst. He's going to have an NHL career. He's a good young goaltender, but it's not easy going into Chicago when that fucking song plays after a goal, and I think we're going to hear it tonight more than once.
So you think the Hawks have some offensive life to them, huh?
I just think I think we might underestimate. I think we might underestimate what it's like when these college kids come in on a bad hockey team with 8 or 7 games in the year. Not on a good hockey team, even though Donato sure did that with the Bruins, but on a bad hockey team. Yeah,
what do you think about the team total over for Chicago? You think they'll put up 3 goals here?
I do think they'll pull up 3 goals. What do you get on over 2.5?
Let's see. I'm sure it's going to be a very modest line. It's probably going to be like minus 120 or something like that. Let me just quickly check. All right, hold on. OT included. Hold on one second. I'm pulling it up right now. I'm pulling it up right now. Let me just come on. All right, yeah. Maybe I have I had a great read on the card yesterday. Maybe I have a bad read on this card today. Chicago 2.5 minus 130 at Heritage. That seems reasonable, right?
It definitely seems reasonable, but the minus 130 is I just don't want to take this out with this.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take Chicago. Team total over 2.5 minus 130. That's the current line at Pinnacle. I was leaning taking Chicago on the plus on the big underdog line anyway.
And
so
Taves is still out. Kevin K. Taves is still out. But I just think I'm certain he's going to be in the dressing room welcoming these kids in.
Yeah.
I just think there's going to be a change in vibe in this dressing room. And if Comrie allows 1 or 2 quick ones.
Actually, it's minus 125 at Heritage. So I'm going to take the Heritage line. Chicago team total over minus 125. And I'm going to bet that one. All right, Jimmy Dag, what else are you liking from the NHL tonight?
That was over 2.5 at minus 125.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take that with you.
You are going to take that one with me.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take that one too. I'm going to bet it. All right. Jim's going to take the over 2.5 minus 125. That is the current line at Pinnacle. Okay. Jim's going to take Chicago. Team total over 2.5 minus 125. What else are you liking in NHL tonight, Jim?
I am on the Columbus Jackets puck line this evening, coming off a 7-3 win at Edmonton on Tuesday night, 11th win in 12 games. They were down 3-0 in that game. Boone Jenner, line mates Vanek and Wenberg. Wenberg's finally stepping up. God, he's a really good player. When he gets rolling, number 1 line center for sure on this team. They combined for 9 points against the Oilers. They're feeling good. The Flames are feeling terrible. I talked all year about their lack of depth on forward. Now they're without their best 3 forwards in Monahan and Tkachuk, and then Goodrow's dad, who worked at the hockey arena in Jersey, suffered a cardiac event on Sunday. So Johnny's going to be with his dad. We talked about this team having no depth. This is just I can't believe I got the line I'm getting it. I just can't believe it. I would think it's like Verlander with the Astros. I think it would be minus 110, even on the road. Just like I would think it's exactly like this Astros game. I'm shocked I'm getting minus 1.5. G-Man Hag says Jackets puck line is such a low hanger. I just think this is a real real simple play here. So simple.
So simple, Jim.
Yes.
Bobrovsky, and who's in goal for
Gillies.
Gillies, right. And what's your take on him?
I think that you'd rather have Mike Smith in goal regardless of how he's playing. Even if Mike Smith is playing terrible, you'd rather have him in goal.
All right, let me see. Let me just check. So you think Calgary is just totally done for, even at home? Can't score at all. Say they've been shut out 3 out of their last 5 games.
I don't see who can score for them. I don't see who can possibly score for them. If they're hanging a Flames team total under 2.5, it'd be definitely, if it's not too bad, it'd be definitely worth looking into.
All right, so you want the puck line, Jim?
I do.
All right, plus 165. That is the line.
I can't believe we're getting that. I just can't. I'm shocked. You don't pour in rat in the fact he says Jackets minus 1.5 best pick. I'm just shocked.
Plus 165, and I'm going to go on that one as well. Calgary, I'm going to take the -1 line, even though in this spot I actually feel like it's probably better to take just the puck line, but anything can happen. So I'm going to take the Columbus -1 line, and that will be -175 is the money line at UWager, plus 165 is the puck line, and that's going to be a small favorite line there. And let me check the team totals here. I'm throwing that one on there. Let me check the team totals here. Calgary team total not that bad, under 2.5, -135 at Pinnacle, and at Heritage under 2.5, -130.
I do not see how they score any goals. Any goals. I'm going to take that team total under.
Really? Yeah. Okay. Calgary team total under 2.5, -130. That is the current line at Pinnacle. Heritage has a -135, and you think that maybe they score 1, maybe they score 2, but the chance that they score 3, are they 40%?
I don't see how they score 2. If you look at this lineup, if you go over their roster, it's hard to score in the NHL. You need. Who's gonna? I mean, if they're gonna score, it's gonna be through a shot from the point on the power play. If they score twice, it's gonna be from 2 defensemen scoring goals. Their defensemen are still capable of offense.
All right, I'm going to go on that one with you as well. I am trusting you on this one, although obviously it makes sense from a year-long handicapping perspective. I'm also going to take the under 2.5, -130, and I'm going to take the Calgary -1 line. Jim is going with the puck line the Columbus puck line, sorry, at plus 165. Plus 165. All right, Jimmy the Bag, what else do you have for tonight that you're liking?
Those are my plays. I came in with the plan to make 3 plays. I've added 2 team totals, which, as you can vouch for, I've not been successful with this year. I've not been.
Well, maybe you should take follow me a little bit on team totals, because I've been killing it with team totals.
You have done much better than I've been doing on team totals. But I'm comfortable with this spot. Gabriel Rodriguez says Cavs money line. You see me, Bag? I certainly do.
Shit.
I certainly do, Gabriel.
Shit. Gabriel Rodriguez, the king, has graced us with his presence. You can only just be thankful for the king's presence when he chooses to grace us with it. You cannot hope for it. Whatever he gives us, with as far as his presence and comments are concerned, is something we should be thankful for, right, Jim? That's neither a no nor a yes for Jim. Jim being very political and diplomatic right now. All right, let's get some comments here. I'm just going to get some comments of what you said. Let's see. G-Man Hag says, Pete, want to talk Buffalo a little more before the end of NHL? LOL. Yeah, all right. I made a bad play, and I don't have the balls to pull it back. I just have the balls to spaz out about it neurotically. All right, yeah. It seems to me like you think that Buffalo just doesn't have the scoring depth to be relied on right now, and you like Detroit more, right?
You know, it's not even. It's their defense is so bad. I cannot understand why this management thought Ristolainen was enough. You need outlet passes. It doesn't matter how good your forwards are if you don't have these outlet passes. And
so why not the over 5.5 at plus money?
Because they don't have the defense that your defense creates offense.
Right.
And those outlet passes are so important. You saw, if you remember, wherever Chris Pronger went, that team scored more goals because he is great at outlet passes.
Right.
And I'm shocked. And then you give the coach one of the best outlet passers in NHL history in Phil Housley, and he has to watch these defense incapable of doing it.
All right, there you go, G-Man Hags. You got what you asked for. Ha ha ha! You asked a sarcastic question and you get it. All right, there you go. In the meantime, I'm scanning comments comments here, and everyone's agreeing with Columbus. That might be a lot of people saying a low-hanging fruit. Let me just, I can't even find the comments here. There's so many comments coming in. Let me just find it. Yes, Kevy K says Columbus is free money. Alert Eddie says Columbus to win in regulation, -115, easy money. A lot of people liking that one. Parlay Poppy says no over-analysis, Columbus is easy. Isaiah likes on Columbus and Minnesota -1. Okay, that's interesting. Jim does not like Minnesota necessarily. Let's see, what else do we have? Chris Blanchard says Flames throwing in the towel. Austin Geist, I'm doubling up on the Jackets puck line. Let's see. Mr. Gokster says 6-1 Jackets. Wow, 6-1 Jackets. All right. Bobrovsky has been insane. Yes, you dump horn. Ratchet likes the Jackets' best pick. Coming in here. Barcoman likes the Columbus team total over 3.5 +135. What do you think about that one? You like Columbus to put up a big number tonight?
I do, but I don't see why they would bother. I don't see why they would push for it. I don't see why Tortorella would keep putting out his first and second line when they're up 4-0 against a team that can't score. Yeah. That's my only worry there.
Tilo says Pete looks like he's registering again next semester.
Who said that?
Tilo. I don't know who that guy is. That's a funny comment there. We got a couple comedians. Look at that. A couple comedians in the chat box. Nice.
That's funny.
Nice.
King Rail asked me to repeat my bets.
Okay, I will do that if you don't. Okay, here you go. Jimmy the Bag is on Florida puck line +175. Chicago money line +155. Chicago team total over 2.5 -125. Calgary team total under 2.5 -130. Columbus puck line +165, and that's it.
That's it. And I would say in order of those plays, the play I probably like the least here in the back is that Blackhawks over 2.5 at that -125. When you take a team like the Blackhawks, you want to have a big score at the end of it. So that's the only one I'm
Okay, very, very nice. In the meantime, we have other comments coming in. Donald Mao says Heat Bulls under 210. Yes, I already gave that one as an official pick in the morning show. Donald Mao, I did. Let's see. Someone else was saying that they like Utah. Chris Blanchard likes the Utes +4. I did already give that one. Mr. Gogster, I would not trust Buffalo, Pete. Okay, we'll see. Sean Robertson says don't pull it back. No, I won't pull it back, but I might reduce my my bet size because I might have off my day yesterday. I was betting a little bit heavy. And all right, let's see. All right, comments coming in. All right, so is that it for NHL? Should we move on, Jim?
The only game we haven't touched on is the Coyotes Kings, and I even though Campbell has really good numbers, I still don't feel really that comfortable, and maybe I should stop. Maybe this will be an example of me changing if he gets another start for the rest of the year. They're on the beginning of a back-to-back, so Campbell is expected to be in goal, and he's 1-0-2. 2.61 goals against average, 927 save percentage. He's played fine. He's played fine. Kings are coming off that 3-0 shutout win at home over Calgary, and it's tough to fade this Coyotes team right now, even on the second half of a back-to-back with the way they're playing.
All right, and we didn't talk about San Jose Nashville. That's an interesting matchup. I don't know if you have anything to say about that one, Jim. San Jose, of course, coming off of I believe their first loss, which I did have, although I had them on the -1 line, so I got a push on that one. You have anything to say about that one? Did you look into that one at all?
Sorry, which one?
The San Jose Nashville game.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah. I found this a very interesting game, and I'm taking a closer look at the Sharks because Nostra Tota just put in a big bet on the Sharks to win the Cup at +1400.
Really?
Yeah, $750 at +1400. A big bet, and that if you only took the team who had the best record over the last 30 games to win the Cup every year, you'd be in great shape. You'd be in excellent shape, and that's what worries me about my Pens futures very much. But yeah, Sharks coming off 3-2 overtime loss at St. Louis on Tuesday night. A very excusable loss, 5th game in 8 days. They trailed the Knights by 5 points with 5 games left. They have just one win in their last 11 visits to Bridgestone. So this means something to them, and that includes a 7-1 blowout on February 22nd. Sharks are 20-12-7 on the road, 8-1-1 over the past 10. Predators are coming off 2-1 shootout win at home on Tuesday night. The win snapped a 3-game losing streak. They had allowed 13 goals in their previous 3 games. They can break the franchise single-season record for points with a victory. They are 3 points ahead of Tampa for the best record and 5 points ahead of the surging Jets in the Central with 6 games remaining. I think this game is more important to the Sharks than it is the Preds. But I'm not going to fade the Predators at home right now when they're still games are still meaningful. But if I had to make a play, I think the Sharks could do some damage here. But I'm staying off of it.
Okay, sounds good, Jimmy the Bag. All right, so I guess let's just move on then, right?
Yep.
All right, let's move on. Now let's where are we going to go on to now? Let's move on to let's move on to MLB. The last 3 games of the card tonight. We have a 7:00 game with Kershaw as a -300 favorite, and then Cleveland, Seattle, and Colorado, Arizona. My only lean here as of right now, I'm not sure if I'm going to bet it because I do have a little bit more time, is to think about taking Colorado on this one. I like Gray over Corbin, so I was thinking about Colorado. The other 2 games as of right now, I'm going to pass on. I'm going to look at the Cleveland, Seattle one, and I guess if I do like a pick, I'll tweet it. I got to start tweeting out my picks because the under in the Baltimore game, I didn't realize I liked so much until about an hour before game time, and I just didn't tweet it out. But if there's anything I'm liking, all right, I'm gonna have to tweet a lot more in MLB just to lock in these overnight numbers, to lock in the early numbers, and to get late numbers and everything. But you have anything to say about any of these 3 late games, Jimmy the Bag?
I do. I'm on 2 of them. But Kevin just mentioned we didn't talk about that Lightning Bruins game. I'm surprised
you
we
want to
missed
talk
it.
about that one, Jim?
What does it start right at 7?
Let me see. When does it start? The Lightning Bruins game. No, I'm almost sure that it doesn't. It starts at the Lightning Bruins game. Yes, it does start at 7 o'clock.
Okay, yeah, let's just do it quickly. At first, I wanted to take the Lightning, and I think that they're not that good. And with dealing with the Stamkos injury, sorry, just let me get to my notes here. I think Boston is a better hockey team, even with Chara and McAvoy out. Now, the Lightning need to step up. But how many times have I sat beside you, Pete, and said the Lightning are going to send a message, and they haven't done it? So that it made me not want to trust them. Fuck, where are the notes on this game? It made me not want to trust them here. Lightning coming off a disappointing 4-1 home loss to the Coyotes on Monday night. Stamkos missed his first game of the season. He skated with the team before the Lightning flew to Boston. He's going to be a game-time decision. They lead the Bruins by 1 point. Boston has 1 game in hand. This is a huge game for the Lightning. They've lost 2 in a row. They've gone 3-4-0 in their past 7 after winning 9 of 10. They're 24-12-2 on the road. Bruins are coming off 5-4 shootout loss. They've played 8 of their last 9, including their last 4 on the road. That made me also like the Lightning. But they've gotten Bergeron and Krug back, still missing McAvoy, Chara, Nash, and DeBrusk. 10-2-3 in their last 15. 6-1-0 in their last 7 games against Tampa. Rask continues to outduel Vasilevsky every time they meet. He's 15-6-1, 2.44 goals against average, 908 save percentage, lifetime against the Lightning. Vasilevsky would get his first career victory against the Bruins if he wins tonight. I don't feel comfortable really backing either of these teams. But if I was forced to make a play, I guess I wanted to take the Lightning while I capped this game and decided that I can't have faith in them, and I would probably lean towards the Bruins.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the
baseball. Sorry. Yeah. So yes, I have 2 plays. The Rockies, I am on.
Yeah.
Arizona, Colorado both made huge jumps last season. NL Manager of the Year for Lovello. D-backs went 93-69. Lefty Patrick Corbin is the reason why I think, I really like John Gray, and I think that he can make amends. He's a very passionate guy. I hope he doesn't try too hard. That's my only worry. Corbin, 14-13, 4.03 ERA, 0.93 whip last season. He threw 11 innings this spring, did not look good. 8 Ks, 5 walks, 4.91 ERA, 1.64 whip, and we know the Rockies smash lefties. They had 281 with 814 OPS last year. The Rockies have some nice pickups. And the Diamondbacks don't really. Diamondbacks looked pretty good in the spring. They were hitting well. Fuentes, Marte, Lamb, Peralta, Walker all had OPSs over 1,000. Steven Souza was acquired, Steven Souza Jr., but he's on the disabled list. Brad Boxberger also acquired. He'll replace Fernando Rodney as the closer. Arizona beat Gray in that wild card game, and Gray, I think, is a big up-and-coming pitcher. And they're not really up-and-coming. He's here. 10-4, 3.67 ERA, 1.30 whip in 20 starts after the foot injury. I think he's going to thrive this year. 21 2/3 innings in the spring, 22 Ks, 5 walks. He had a 5.82 ERA, but I care more about the Ks to walk ratio. And the Rockies signed Wade Davis to set up. Wade Davis and Brian Shaw. Their bullpen's better. Chris Iannetta is a smart guy. He'll mentor the young rotation. I'm on the Rockies tonight.
All right, you want the money line?
Yes.
All right, we're going to use the Heritage line -102. Colorado money line -102. I would agree with that one, Jim. I'm leaning that way myself. And if I like it, first half, full game or whatever, I'm going to tweet it out. I have to do a little bit more research before I can definitely give that one as an official pick publicly and add it to my record. But I'm definitely leaning that way myself, Jim. You know I'm not copying you because I said I liked it. right?
You're a legend in the
I
baseball
said,
capping.
okay.
The last thing I think is you'll be
Okay.
taking any of tailing any of my plays. Man.
You look at me and all right, okay.
I'll be tailing more of your plays than you will tail mine.
Okay, and then Seattle and Cleveland and the Dodgers, San Francisco. You have a pick on either of those, Jim?
I'm staying off the Dodgers, Giants. Although if I had to make a move, I'd make it on the Dodgers run line. The Bumgarner-Kershaw matchup will have to wait. We got block. Kershaw was absolutely unhittable in the preseason.
Yeah.
I mean, just crazy. The stuff he's doing is absolutely nuts. So he allows, in 21 in the third innings, 0 runs, 12 hits. Guy is just unbelievable. Only one major acquisition for the Dodgers, Matt Kemp. This guy... Kershaw just dominates everywhere he goes, especially San Francisco. Hernandez, Grandal, Puig, and Turner all OPS is over 970, and Kemp wasn't far behind, hit 5 homers in spring. Giants are really proud of this group that they formed in 2018. Longoria, McCutchen. I'm not a big Austin Jackson fan, but he's good defensively, and they have reliever Tony Watson, and that's really going to help their bullpen, which was god-awful last year. Supposedly Hunter Strickland has a new slider that John Smoltz taught him. Block's always pitched well against the Dodgers, always pitched well in LA. So I don't know if we can trust that, but it's enough for me not to get. I just don't think we're getting enough value on this -1.5 run line. I don't know if we know the Dodgers looked so good in the first half of last season against lefties, and then completely fell apart in the second half. So I'm staying off this game. I just don't think there's enough value. But on the other spot, I am taking the Indians on the run line. I can't believe. No, I understand why they're going with King Felix, but I just think it's a mistake. And they're giving this guy the respect that he's due, I guess. He only pitched 5 innings in spring training. That's not enough. He's coming off an injury-plagued 2017. He's on an 85-pitch count. It just doesn't make sense when they got Paxton ready to go. They picked up D. Gordon, Ryan Healy. Nice pickup. Zanino had a huge spring after a breakout season last year. It was a mistake for me in my baseball pool not including him with the top catchers. He's probably going to have a big year. Zunino, Segura, Cano, and Beckham, all the OPS is over 990 this spring. But Kluber is an absolute beast. 18-4 last year. Major League leading at 2.25 ERA, 0.87 WHIP, won his second Cy Young, 4th consecutive opening day. Looked great this spring. 19 2/3, 25 Ks, 5 walks, 0.81 WHIP. They replaced Carlos Santana with Yonder Alonso. They had a ton of strong spring performances. Urshela, Alonso, Kipnis, Gomez, all OPS is over 1,000. I'm on the Indians run line.
Okay, the run line will be -104. That's the current line at Pinnacle. A lot of comments coming in. Let's see. A lot of comments coming in. A lot of people agreeing with Rockies. Frank Alexander says Rockies. Corbin been getting beat up over the spring. Let's see. Vitala says Diamondbacks teams heading for the backs and the under. Okay. UDOM porn rats and a facty. I'm on the Diamondbacks at home opening. Okay. Let's see.
Dan Kelly has a nice point. If you want to fade King Felix, then play the first 5 innings. I get that. I can understand that.
Okay. All right. Alonzo Rice says, NBA, please. Alonzo Rice, we got to cover everything. We were only 2 men here, Alonzo Rice. We are only 2 men. Al Mack says, Tampa Bay, Boston, first period over 1.5 is gold. That's an interesting comment there. And then Maxwell Smart says, I love it, Al Mack. Wow. Al Mack and Maxwell Smart both liking something together. Ibrahim Khan says, breathe, Jimmy, breathe. That'd be a nice title for a song. Breathe, Jimmy, breathe. A little song about the Jimmy the Loshak in the Bag album here. Underdog says, I love this show, all in caps with 3 exclamation points. We always have time for positive comments. No matter how many sports recovery, no matter how pressed we are for time, always time for positive comments. And other people suggesting that the under in the Clayton Kershaw Dodgers game might be the best bet at 7.5. There's even some 8s available.
San Diego tied it up. Fuck yeah. Fuck
Carlos Cows likes the Dodgers under 7.5. A lot of people suggesting that 7.5 might be the way to go. Dylan Sema likes under 7.5 is the play. Tomarino Tomor says I'd lean Dodgers and the under. Everyone leaning under. Very interesting shit, right? G-Man Hag says Cleveland run line all day. Very nice. Okay.
I love the Rays putting it on the Red Sox. 6-4.
Yeah. Richie Incognito says King Felix won't get out of the 3rd. Okay. Underdog says Dodgers win. Okay. All right.
You know what? I think that taking the doubling up on the Indians, taking them on the first 5 is an interesting play. What would I get on that?
On what?
Indians.
On the Cleveland Indians, first 5. Yes, I did well with actually, you know what? This reminds me, last year there were a lot of times when the Indians were like blowing things in the second half, and I was cashing with them with like Corey Kluber games, taking them on the first 5 and taking the other team first 5 innings team total under. And when the Indians would lose as a big favorite, I would still wind up with wins, getting them on the first 5 innings team total under of the opposing team. And that might happen here. Let me see the first 5 innings for the Indians. What would that be? Let me see the first 5 innings for Cleveland would be about -175 at Heritage. That'd be the best line.
Yeah, that's just too much. But I like it.
Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Underdog says, thanks, Shaq. Love you guys. Great tie-up, Padres. Go, Jimmy. No, thank you, Underdog. No, thank you, Underdog. Thank you. All right? Okay. What else do we have here, Jimmy the Bag?
We got to get to NBA. Or are there 7 o'clock games or not in NBA?
Yes, here we go. Whoa. Lamont Williams says, Peter Lamont, new watcher, hit a 7 pick of your leans. I don't know if he means parlay or whatever. Peter Loshak, thank you, brother.
Shit.
I love this show. Thank you very much, Lamont.
Nice,
Well, yesterday I hit everything. That's not going to happen every day, Lamont Williams. Trust me. But I'm happy that it happened. And as we know, basically the way I feel in any given day is how I did yesterday, regardless of long term. All right, so where are we right now? What are we looking at? All right, so let's move on to NBA. How about that? Jimmy the Bag?
Let's do it.
All right, let's move on to NBA. In the morning show, I just gave 2 picks, 1 game. I did give the under in the Miami game. I believe Whiteside is supposed to be back for Miami.
Both.
Yes.
Abadeo
Yes.
and Whiteside.
So I gave the under at, I bet it at, I think, 211 or 210.5 or something like that. I gave it at 209.5. I also gave the first half under at 102.5. And I believe that both of those have moved just a little bit since I gave them. But those are the only, half-point move. Bookmaker now down to 101.5 on the first half under. So I'm on the unders in Chicago, Miami. I'm going to stick with them. The other games, Washington, Detroit, what's up with Wall and Reggie Jackson coming back. I'm going to pass on that one. San Antonio, OKC, also issues there. Is LaMarcus Aldridge out? I think he is, right?
They're waiting till the very. Unless it's happened since the show started. I was under the impression that they were going to wait till the very last second. To let us know. But I expect them not to play.
Right, me too.
It doesn't make sense to force it here with this with the handful of games left.
And then Milwaukee, Golden State. Apparently Durant is going to be back. I don't know if that's a good thing from an ATS perspective. I don't know. I would be maybe leaning under again. What do you think, Jim, with the Golden State game?
That's interesting. That's an interesting spot. And it's fine that we can talk about the 7 o'clock game. But I'm not on that 7 o'clock game either. For you guys who need to make bets within 8 minutes, it's a tricky spot. But yeah, I'm on the Warriors tonight. I'm on the Warriors tonight, and I think that under is pretty interesting.
The comments coming
Aldridge
in. Aldridge is in. Okay, all right.
Wow, Aldridge is in. The game is a pick 'em. All in says OKC will destroy them. Well, let's just go. Should we just start going down?
Sure, whatever you want, Jim.
Thank you, man. Wizards, Pistons. It's a tricky spot. We just found out that Blake is not in the lineup. And we don't know about John Wall. I did not expect John Wall to be in the lineup. Wizards coming off the 116-106 win at home over the Spurs. Snapped a 3-game losing streak. 7 players in double figures. Shot 54.1%. Assisted in 33 of 46 field goals. Popovich was blown away at how well they played. They will try to sweep the 4-game series versus the Pistons. They're 20-16 on the road. Pistons have won 4 of their last 5. Coming off a 112-106 home win over an undermanned Lakers team. They trail Milwaukee by 5 games with 8 remaining. I'm surprised Blake must be preparing for the Just for Laughs festival this summer because he just doesn't seem to care much. All their recent victories have come against teams who will be out of the playoffs. Sacramento, Phoenix, Chicago, Lakers. They're 3-1 since Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson's a big help, but this is a bad basketball team. Thomas Lathan coming in saying John Wall is out, which is what I expected. Jackson's looked good. Scored 20 points in 28 minutes in their win over the Lakers, but I would lean Wizards here, but I'm not making a play here, but what would I get for the Wizards here? What would the line be?
What would you get for the Wizards on the spread? Well, right now the line has definitely shifted. It looks like it's 2 or 2.5, but it looks like Heritage is still hanging 1.5, unless this is a stale line, and it is. So it looks like it's 2 or 2.5 market wide, Jim.
I think the Wizards are a play. I'm not going to have time to send it in right now, but whether or not I should make it as a as a bet. I'm not sure. What do you? And you're just staying off it completely?
I'm staying off it completely. The Wizards are just a team that I don't have a good read on, and the Wall situation I think throws a monkey wrench into it that some people might be able to read well, not necessarily me, and I'm going to stay off that one. Although I will have a look at the second half very closely, Jim.
I do think that the Wizards are the play here. I wonder if the Pistons step up without Blake. I don't think they have the roster to do it. I'm going to take the Wizards here.
You are, Jim.
Yeah.
All right, you're going to take the Wizards. Okay, a change of heart there. We can give you -2, -115. Washington, -2, -115. You want that one, huh, Jim? Bookmaker and the Greek both have -2, -115 right now.
I'm not going to have time to send in the bet. This is just going to go on my record, and Goose says take it, Jim.
All right, what else do you want, Jim?
I am going to take the Heat to cover.
Okay.
I know I have not done many of these this year, these giant spreads, but I just feel like the Bulls aren't trying at all. Dunn, Levine, Zipser, Markkanen, Felicio all out. 9-28 on the road. They're not trying. Heat are coming off a 98-79 home win. Yeah, they're going to have to work Whiteside and Adebayo into the system, but I think they shouldn't have too much of a problem with that. They snapped the Cavaliers' 5-game win streak, held them to a season low in points. They have players that are still hungry. They need wins desperately. I do think that that the Heat are just going to easily beat this team, and they have enough depth that they're going to want to. They have players who are going to want the minutes, who are capable of continuing the beating.
And what do you think about my play on the under? Sounds like you're maybe a little bit nervous. Maybe the Bulls team total under would be better.
I'm a little nervous about because I just don't see a lot of passion in this game. I don't see a lot of defensive passion, and so Michael Alferez is on the Heat's Bulls under. It's not a bad spot, no question. But if I was forced to make a play, I would probably move in that direction. But I don't think there was a lot of passion in that Cavs Heat game, and I don't know if there'll be that in this one. So I'm just going to take the Heat to cover this giant spread. All right,
the best line right now is 13, -13, -102. Jim's going to take Miami Heat -13, -102. That's the current line at Pinnacle, and the Chicago team total under would be 97.5 at Heritage, and maybe a slightly better line at Pinnacle. What do you think, Jim?
We'll parlay Poppies on that.
That the Bulls team total under.
Yes.
I mean, does that make sense to you, Jim, or you think it might be just?
What's the line again?
Well, it's 97.5 or 98. So if you think that the Heat is going to win, but that the Chicago might get to 100, that means you could see like a 115, 101 type game.
I'm just.
It's 98 at Pinnacle.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. I really am a little concerned that when these two teams don't care, that there's just not going to be as much defense.
Okay. All right. I am scanning. All right. I'm gonna take some. Let me look at some things quickly right here. And what else do you want to talk about in the NBA, Jimmy the Bag?
We have 3 games left, and I only have 1 play. Thunder and Spurs. Aldridge is playing. Spurs need this in at home, but the Thunder are a rested group, coming off 108-105 home loss to the Blazers on Sunday night. Portland out-rebounded the Thunder badly, 49-39, limited the Thunder to nearly 5 fewer second chance points. They've won the past 2 matchups, both in OKC and 90-87 and 104-94, and they've won 7-9. The Thunder are just one of 4 teams in the league to be in the top 10 in both offensive and defensive efficiency, with Golden State, Houston, and Toronto 18 and 19 on the road. I can understand why somebody would like this spot. They're a rested group, but the Spurs need this badly, and Aldridge is making a statement to his team by playing in this game. Spurs coming off the 116-106 road loss Washington. Pop was very upset, said excuses, lack of communication. He said our guys should be embarrassed. And Ginobili said, considering the way Aldridge has been playing and our recent success in those games, we're at the point where if LaMarcus gets a cough or a cold, we're in deep trouble. He's the heart and soul of this team now, with Kawhi barely playing 9 games this year, and I'm thankful to be off of it.
All right. Okay. Any other plays? Yeah, I'm thinking about, I don't know. I so want to give the Bulls team total under 98 as another pick, Jim.
Yeah.
You can see it, right?
I can see it. Definitely.
All right. You know what? I will do it because I'm trying to get down to negative double digits in negative single digits in the NBA. I'm coming off a big day, Jim, in the NBA. I'll take that one. Under team total under 98. Team total under 98. Let me just quickly find the line at Pinnacle. Bulls team total under 98 -108. I'll take a shot with that one. Bulls team total under 98 -108. All right. What else are you thinking about here, Jim?
Well, there's the Pacers at Kings. Obviously, with what's going on in Sacramento right now, That's why the line is where it's at. Huge social unrest for good reason.
Yeah.
And the players, it's affecting the players, and they care about what's going on with the Stephon Clark situation.
Yeah.
So I just feel like it's a tricky game. I see that no one's mentioned it. I mean, the Kings are trying to get behind everything so that the people don't take it out on the Kings, but by blocking the front, they're getting people to talk about it. So it's a no-win situation for the Kings. Although they've partnered up with this Build Black Coalition and Black Lives Matter and stuff like that to hope to get fans into the game. And Vince Carter, Garrett Temple, and Doug Christie have a big thing going on at the South Sacramento Church on Friday. And DeMarcus Cousins is paying for the funeral, or is offered to. And then the Pacers are playing good basketball, even though that Golden State win was against the underman team. They have a 3-game winning streak. They're 25-12 since January 3rd. They remain 1.5 game behind the Sixers for 4th seed. They need this bad. Bojan Bogdanovic averaging 21 points a game over his last 3. Thaddeus Young playing very, very well. 17 points, 10 boards against Warriors, and 6 of the last six double doubles, in Indiana's past 31 games. He's playing well. I just feel uncomfortable with the spot. I see the line at -8. It was at -8, and I get it, but I see the Pacers winning by 5 or 6, but I don't want to put my money on the Kings with dealing with all these extracurricular things.
I mean, that's just I don't even know what to think about that game, and I'm gonna hold off on that one. Although I believe that the Goose, a little bit sobered from some of his past losses, made this a homeless shelter pick on the under. Goose does like the under on this one. From the straight from the homeless shelter, Goose likes the under 203. If you'd like to tail that one, be our guest. All right, Jim. Let's see. Is that it? Did we cover everything? We should.
No, I'm on the Warriors.
Okay.
This is the last game of the day. Finally got through all these games. I feel like sobbing for some reason. Warriors. I'm on the Warriors tonight. Bucks coming off 105-98 loss at the Clippers on Tuesday night. It's 17 turnovers. I think the Bucks are just a bad basketball team. Bledsoe had 6, and Antetokounmpo had 4. And Antetokounmpo has never played well against Golden State for whatever reason. I'm sure he'll get through that at some point. But he averages just 14 points in those games, all losses. He's missed every 3-point attempt he's taken, but he has scored 25 or more in 5 of the last 6 games. The Bucks' presence in the paint is awful, and the Prunty's rotations decisions are terrible. Warriors are coming off 92-81 loss at home to the Pacers on Tuesday night. They expect to have Durant and Draymond Green back. They've struggled to score without these guys, held to 91 points in the 19-point home loss to Utah, and then 81, second lowest total of the season against the Pacers. But Durant and Green combined for 37.9 points, and I think that they give a big boost. And I like this line. I got it at -4.5. I'm not sure what I'd get it at now, but I like the Warriors here to take care of business.
Well, it is -4.5 plus 100. The line is headed down a little bit, so we can give you -4.5 plus 100. That is the current line at Pinnacle. Golden State -4.5 plus 100, right, Jim?
Yep.
Okay, let's wrap up this show with some comments, Jim, because a lot of comments have been coming in, and some funny shit, some comments coming in. Goose reminding us, just not in all caps, just in sober normal fonts. Goose says, Pete, I have been on fire as of late. Okay. Very nice. Goose. You came in here exploding with Millennium plays of the Millennium. Now just calmly telling us he's been on fire of late. Very nice. Goose liking the under once again in the Indiana-Sacramento. And a lot of times when these boisterous guys, get humbled a little bit and then have to focus, return to the woodshed, their calm plays right after that are very good plays. So maybe the under in the Sacramento-Indiana game might be a great play, Jim. Might be a great play.
It might be a great play. There's just so much going on. And if you're thinking about other things rather than basketball, it's going to be your perimeter defense that is probably lacking.
Michael L. Ferris says Kings going to get wrecked, okay? Thomas Lathan says Pacers all the way. I really liked how they played in the second half against Golden State. Yeah, I'm sure you did. I had Golden State in that one, plus the points. I thought I was a genius at halftime. They wound up losing ATS. Bart Nelson also liking the under in the Pacers-Kings. That might be a good play game there, Jim. Under in Pacers-Kings.
Goose says book it.
Yes. Yes, Ziggy Ball says Pacers Kings is a stay away game.
Kevin K says getting loose with the goose.
Yes, Bill Butler says Pete rocking that Master Roshi look. Very nice, very nice. Okay, yes, Goose loves the under in that one. Under 203. Maybe we should tail that one. G-Man Hag says Pete has a freezer with lady parts in it. Okay, all right. Let's see what else do we have here. The Parlay Poppy says Unabomber Pete. Let's go. Let's see what else do we have here. Other comments. Let's see what else do we have here. Who's on under in the Spurs game? The Parlay Poppy is asking about that one.
Kobe says that when you turned 18, your parents moved out.
Michael L. Ferris says Thunder tonight. Sharp money offshore is on the Thunder. What do you think about that, Jim?
Sharp
money on the Thunder.
Yeah, and people were on the Thunder all day. I'm thankful to be off this game because when LaMarcus Aldridge looks in everybody's eyes and says, I'm in, I get goosebumps.
Luis Fernando Esquinza says, Pete, you got some extra acid for me? Okay, thank you very much. Esquinza. Okay, let's see. Parlay Poppy says, Pete just transformed to from college dropout to Unabomber. or I can't tell what he's talking about here. All right, let's see. Yes, Parlay Poppy likes a team total under Bulls. I'm on that one for sure. Let's see what else. So many comments coming in.
Parlay Poppy wants you to acknowledge his girlfriend.
Parlay Poppy consider her acknowledged. What does he mean acknowledge his girlfriend? The fuck does that mean? The hell does that mean?
I don't know, but if I ever bring a girl to a party and say acknowledge her, you know what that means.
Oh, I'll acknowledge her.
You know what that means.
Sure.
Take her for a walk and acknowledge her.
Yeah, I'll acknowledge her. Consider her acknowledged. I acknowledge her. All right, let's see. Let's see. I'm just looking for comments here. I guess we might be done here. Right?
Good. I gotta go to sleep.
Yeah. What else? I'm just scanning for comments here.
Oh yeah, Thomas Layton saying, "Where's the Jameson?" It's in my desk. I'm losing my voice too, man. This is hard. This is hard work. I don't know how you do this.
It is hard work. I've been doing this shit for 15 fucking years, Jimmy the Bag.
Oh man, this was
20. I don't remember how long I've been doing it.
This was one of my toughest days.
I've been doing this for 15 years, Jimmy the Bag. 15 years, Jimmy the Bag. All right, so let's review, shall we? Once again, Jimmy the Bag is on Golden State -4.5 plus 100. Jimmy the Bag is on Washington -2. Jimmy the Bag is on that's it, right? Just those two plays, right?
Yes, in the NBA. Yes.
Oh no, and the Heat -13. The Heat -13, Golden State -4.5, and
and I added the Wizards, yes, but I didn't have time to send it in.
And the Wizards -2, -115, and I have added on the Bulls team total under 98 -108, and I'm starting to think that maybe this Indiana team, game under 203 might be a great play there, Jimmy.
Oh, sorry, which play?
The Indiana tailing Goose. That might be a great play there.
Twatty knows how I need rest. He says, have Pete whisper MMA capping in my ear.
Very nice. All right. What time is that? That Sacramento game's at 10 o'clock Eastern time, right?
Yes.
I'm going to look into that. If I decide to actually tail that one at 203.5 on the under, I will tweet that one out. I'm not going to give it right now, but if I tweet it out, it gets added to my record for sure.
I do think...
I think he's right about that.
I think the Goose...
I think Sacramento's not going to run up the score. I don't think Indiana's going to drop the hammer on these guys too bad. I think he might be right about that one, Jim. Under in Indiana-Sacramento. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underdog says worked in Vegas last 2 weekends. Jim finally caught up on sleep.
All right, so we got to wrap this show up, Jim. What do you want to add Indiana to your official play or official slate, or what do you want to do here, Jim?
No, I don't. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. If I do, I'll tag you in a tweet.
Yes, definitely. Okay, but yeah, I mean, the Golden State game went very low scoring. Indiana, they can play tight defense, and Sacramento, of course, has been very modest scoring. 4 straight home games, all going under 200. Yeah, that might be a great play there, Jimmy the Bag. You know what? I'm going to add it on there. What the hell? I'm tailing Goose. Right now.
Bravada says, lay off the Goose, Pete.
No, I'm tailing it. Indiana, Sacramento under 203.5 -110, I believe. 203.5 is definitely available. Let me find it. 203.5. No, -105. -105. 203.5 -105 at Pinnacle. Let me just make sure that's not a stale line. It's not 203.5 -105. I'm adding it. Sacramento, Indiana under 203.5 -105. I just think this game is going to go similarly to how the other Sacramento home games have gone, which have been very modest scoring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I can easily see the angle.
Yeah.
And Toddy says, the Kings can't run up the score on anybody. I can easily see the angle. I just want to take another look at my notes and kind of go over some stuff before I make the play.
Yes. All right, so that wraps up the show. I have definitely added on at the end of this show a tale of Goose under 203.5 minus 105 at Pinnacle, Indiana, Sacramento. And of course, Jimmy the Bag and I will be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern time for the second day of the MLB season. There's going to be 180 more days just like this, and Jimmy the Bag are going to be here for all of them except for the ones on the weekend. What do you think about that, Jimmy the Bag?
Oh, man.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern time.